It's estimated every 4 minutes of a school day in Kentucky, an incident of bullying is reported. And last school year, that equaled about 20,000 reports of bullying. And the problem is so bad, the governor created a Kentucky Youth Bullying Prevention Task Force charged with coming up with ways to make schools more safe and free of bullying. Tonight, we examine why investigating and punishing bullies is a challenge for school leaders and how that frustrates parents and the child being bullied. 7-year-old Madison Frederick of Lexington is only in the 2nd grade, but her mother says she's already endured months of bullying that came to a head when the school called home with a disturbing report.
A kid came to school and threatened to kill her and drew a picture of him shooting her and her laying there dead in a puddle of blood. That's pretty serious to me.
I'm going to tell you something as a student, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
15-year-old Lexi Hendricks of Frankfort says she was bullied for being gay.
Dyke, lesbian, faggot, anything, you name it. I've probably been called it.
She says she couldn't take it anymore when a boy she feared threatened to come to her home and beat her up. She wrote a letter to school officials.
I told my mom that she needed to take me somewhere, or else I was going to harm myself.
Her mother pulled Lexi out of school for over a week.
He comes home crying every single day. Mom, I don't want to go back to that school. Can I go to a different school?
Angela Moore blames her son's speech disability for making him a target of bullies at school. She's now considering moving him to his 3rd school.
I've had to take him to see a psychiatrist. He has it all built up. He don't know how to handle somebody picking on him.
Last school year in Kentucky, 20,000 reports of bullying were reported to school leaders. The Kentucky School Boards Association defines bullying as any intentional act to ridicule, humiliate, or intimidate the other student while on school grounds or a school-sponsored activity. Acts repeated against the student over time. The definition says that can include, but not limited to, name-calling, teasing, threatening, social exclusion, and cyberbullying. Bullying may be physical, verbal, emotional, or sexual in nature.
Quite oftentimes, principals don't feel like the parents agree with what their decision is.
One of the challenges school principals face in investigating each complaint is deciding whether it is bullying.
Usually, it's a very difficult thing to sort out.
John Akers, a former principal and now director of the Kentucky Center for School Safety, says a complaint of bullying sometimes ends up being a peer conflict, not bullying.
That will take quite a bit of time of a principal's day to sort that out.
For example, 2 students get into a fight, and one of them gets the worst of it and alleges they were bullied. That's peer conflict.
You call both parents and say, well, this has been reported, and this is what I found here, and this is what I found out here. And it just doesn't pan out to be a bullying situation. It's more of a peer conflict situation.
Another challenge for school leaders, the investigation takes time. Both sides must be given due process. In other words, the alleged bully and his parents are made aware of the complaint and can defend themselves. Is there evidence to support the complaint? Were there witnesses? When there is punishment, the school cannot make it public because the students are juveniles, protected under the Federal Educational Rights to Privacy Act.
So there's a frustration there that parents of the victims legally cannot be told what the principal has done in disciplining the bully.
The mother of 7-year-old Madison says her child's bully was moved to another class, but says it took her talking to everyone from the principal to the school superintendent.
With me raising lots of trouble, like I called everybody I could, and I think it actually took his parents agreeing to it.
Akers believes bullying is a community-wide issue that school leaders cannot be expected to solve by themselves.
Bullying does not stop at the dismissal bell. And it goes on in the evenings, it goes on electronically, it goes on the weekends, it goes on in the summertime.
Madison's mother has another fear.
And I'm afraid that she may turn into be a bully. I don't want her to be a bully. She's a very good little girl right now. There is a tip line online for students, parents, or community members who know of an unsafe situation in school like bullying, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. They can pass on that information to school personnel and not reveal their name. It's called the Stop Tip Line, and it's available in 48 school districts across the state.